Hi, this is Colin, and in this lesson I'm going to show you one of the most useful modules in the Page Builder. So let's click on Advanced Modules, go down to Callout. Let's drag a callout out to one column, and as usual you can put it anywhere you want, but I'm going to put it into one of these 4 columns here. I'm going to drop it there. Now we get into the options. Okay, so let's move this over here so you can see what happens. First of all, I've got my heading. So we're going to put in a really creative heading like call out 1. Okay, and that's our heading for there. We've also got some text we can put in here. So I'm just going to put in a bit of the bacon Ipsen. Okay, it's probably a little bit too long there, but let's just take out some of that. So I'll leave that there. Okay, so that's our text. As you can see, everything's left aligned right now, but don't worry about that. We'll take care of that in a minute. Okay, we can change our text color if we want to. We can, make it bold, for example, or, anything we want in here that we can usually do with our text, but I'm just going to leave it as standard. Okay, so let's go over to the next tab, which is our style. Now, my overall alignment is set to left. And if I click on this and move it into center, you'll see that it centers all the text, okay, and the right option will move everything over to the right. So let's actually put that in the center, okay. My heading tag is this callout 1 is actually set to H3 as default. I'm going to move that to H2. It's going to get slightly bigger and a little bit thicker. And then you've got the override of the heading size right here. If you click custom, it's at 24. I can move that to 30, for example, and we'll leave it at that. Okay, so that's the style section here. Not too much that you don't know about there. It's pretty easy. Okay, now the next option is where it gets interesting. So if we click on image, first of all, we have a choice of whether we want to use a photo or an icon, or we have the option of none. So right now, if I leave it at none, that would be a call out without any image above it or to the side of it, okay? But I'm going to show you with, first of all, an icon. And so I've selected icon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my icon from over here. I'm going to choose any random icon will work here, okay? So let's actually choose this one. And right now, it's on the left-hand side of our heading as we've got a position lined up here, okay? But if I put that to our right heading, it will be on the other side, okay? And so that can be useful if you want to point to something else in the next column, okay? And we've got all these options here. So above heading is going to put it above, all right, and below heading is going to put it below the heading and above your text. We've done the left heading, we've done the right heading. Left of text and heading. This will actually shift everything over to the right, and if you had a larger icon, it would come down here. The opposite is true on the right of text. It's going to push everything over to the left and actually come down here. Okay, but we're just going to put that back to, let's put it to above heading. Okay, this will allow us to do something here. So next we can change our color. So we've got a couple of options here. We'll go to a nice blue. Okay, and the next one we've got our hover color. So if we actually wanted that to go red once we hovered over it, and then we've got the background color. So this is actually useful because we can put a little border around this. So for example, I've got blue up there. Let's choose a kind of a gray, a light gray to go around that. And there you go. We've got a circle background. Okay, and the hover color background, something that would go with gray. So maybe I'll just take that down to black for the simple purpose of this video. And then we've got the option of using a gradient for the background. So if I do that, you'll notice it gets ever so slightly lighter on the top, but I'm going to take that off because it doesn't look quite right. Okay, it depends on your icon of that one. The icon structure is essentially the size. So right now it's set to 30 pixels in height and width. If I change that to 70 pixels, for example, you'll get a much larger image there. Okay, so that's our icon size. Okay, let's just bring that down a little bit. It probably looks a little bit too big at 70. So there we go. The next one is our call to action, our next tab. So where we want to go once we actually click on this, so we can just put our dummy hashtag in there. We've got the choice of the same window or new window, and then the call to action type is going to be none, which is set to right now, text, which is going to actually put a bit of text in at the bottom here. So let's say call to action. Now that's actually going to be a bit of text that comes in the bottom. That's a link that someone can click on to get them to go somewhere else. So obviously the call to action part of it. Okay, the other option is a button. And if we choose a button, then we have all the button options that you're so already familiar with, and we can change all those options here. And the last tab is the advanced, where we get our usual options for CSS class, whether we want to display it on certain devices or not, and our margins, and then the famous animation, which we'll go into on a later video. So we click save. That is now our call out. Okay, if we want to create another one very similar to this, the best thing to do is to duplicate it by clicking on the two page icons up here. Now I've got that, I'm going to drag it across over here. I'll duplicate that one, bring it across there, and I'll duplicate that one and bring it across there. So there's my 4 callouts. You'll see that is a very common feature on a lot of websites these days. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and change one of these to an image. So let's click on our wrench icon. We're going to go into our image, and I'm going to replace the icon with a photo. And what I can do then is I can go and select my photo. I can choose, let's choose this one, and we'll select that. And if I move this out of the way, you'll see that it puts it right above the rest of the text and everything else. And then I've got some crop options. Now we covered these in our photo module, so you'll already be familiar with these. For example, if I go to the circle, that will then crop it into a circle, and it becomes kind of a completely different kind of look. And then you've also got the position, so left, right, and above the heading. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at the above heading right now, and I'm going to click save. So that's our image instead of our icon. So you can have a lot of fun with these. They're very easy to set up, and they are certainly a very popular feature on most websites these days. So that's the callout module. I hope you've had fun with this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.